You said after the game with some of the RPOs, you had to sort of force yourself to let Clyde or whoever was the running back in run. How much has the way defenses kind of played you this year made you grow as a quarterback and seeing different things?
Yeah, I think it seems like every year we're getting a new scheme or a new way defenses are trying to go about playing us and going against us. And so for us, it's about being patient now, being patient with the run game, being patient with the short passing game, and keep taking what's there. I mean, if we're going to do these 12, 14-play drives and we're still scoring touchdowns, they're just as effective. And for us, we're just going to – whatever the defense presents to us, we're going to go against it in the best way to have success.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, to those of us, I guess, that don't know the game quite on the intricate level that you do, it seems like some of what you're seeing defensively is similar to what you've seen last year. Is it similar to what you've seen last year, or is there a lot of differences in what you're seeing this year?
It kind of goes in different phases. If you've looked at us through my career, at least at the beginning of my career, it was a lot of zone coverage, and then it became a lot of pressuring me and trying to get the ball out of my hands and see if I could pick it up. And then last year, similar, it started off with zone, and then it became a lot of press man coverage. And this year, it's kind of just been a lot of deeper zones and not letting us get free releases off the ball, but still playing that zone coverages. And so I think our team's doing a great job of adjusting every single year and making those adjustments quickly to have success. And I'm sure we'll be presented with different stuff as this year goes on, and we're going to try to take from what we've learned and have success.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick, since you've been the starting quarterback, Tyreek's been out a lineup for periods with injuries. Sammy Watkins, McCole wasn't even here when you were your first year as a starter. So just wanted to know, but Travis Kelce's the one guy that has been there throughout, and just wanted to know what kind of security that is for you, knowing he's out there no matter what else is going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a mismatch for defenses to cover. I mean, he's someone that in man coverage, it's hard to find a guy that can guard him. It's got to be a special type of athlete on the other side of the ball. And then in zone coverages, he played quarterback for a little bit while he was in Cincinnati, and so he understands how zones work and how to get himself open in zone coverages. And obviously this year we've seen a lot of those zones. I think that's why you see the success that he's having so far.
Let's go next to Ed Warder. Go ahead,
Ed. Yeah, Patrick. I'm just wondering, what do you think the message was, or how did the players in the locker room receive the fact that as good as you guys have been, you're defending a Super Bowl champion, you go out and take this opportunity to acquire a player who has recently been among the best running backs in football, and you talked about mismatches. What kind of a mismatched player do you see Le'Veon Bell potentially being?
Yeah, I mean, first off, in the locker room, I mean, we're extremely excited. I mean, if you've looked at how Veach and Coach Rita have kind of put this culture together, it's about bringing in great players and breeding competition. And so we're excited for him to be in there, be a part of the team, being a part of the culture of winning, and being able to go out there every single week and keep getting better and better. And then obviously he's a mismatch coming out of the backfield. I mean, the way he's able to run routes, the way he's able to split out and basically be another receiver out there, it's pretty special. And he's going to get a lot of matchups that I don't think he's had recently with a lot of linebackers on him, and I'm sure he's pretty excited about that.
Let's go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick. Brad, I got two questions, both related to Denver, so I just asked the first one. Patrick, just obviously we've talked about this before, but when you think about the injury last year at Denver, what do you think about? How do you process that in hindsight? And then I'll have one other, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, I've had kind of a up and down experiences in Denver. I mean, I've had the win my first game ever starting, that week 17 game, week 16, whatever it was. Then I had the Monday Night Football game where we got the comeback victory, and then I had that game where I got hurt. But if you've looked at it, I mean, it's a great atmosphere to play, and I like going there. I mean, obviously not the fans this year, but they're usually a great fan base. They love their football, and so I'm excited for it. And it's going to be a snow game, and I'm pretty excited for that as well.
The thing I really want to ask you about was that first start. What do you remember about that feeling, and can you take us through the Demarcus Robinson pass that many of us remember from that night?
Yeah, that first start, I mean, it was a crazy one. First off, it was extremely cold. I think it felt like it was like 0 degrees outside. So first time playing that type of weather, and then just going out there having fun. I mean, that whole year I'd been on the scout team kind of doing my thing and trying to make myself better, but I didn't know exactly how how it had helped and all that work that I had put in, if it had really paid off. And I just remember getting out there and during that game and the difference that I had felt from the preseason that year into the week 17, it really stamped that that all that work that I was putting in was paying off. And so it was an exciting feeling. And that D-Rod pass, man, it just seems like that stuff just continue on. When I start scrambling, he's usually the guy that is the recipient on the other end.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, I wanted to ask you about the red zone. When you know teams are trying to limit the amount of possessions you guys have, it makes that obviously a little bit more important than it already is. Just what have you seen that's worked of recent in the red zone when you guys don't have a penalty like what occurred in the Oakland game?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think as long as we're not hurting ourselves, we're doing a good job of being positive. If the touchdown throws there, we're throwing it and connecting on that. If the check down's there, we're throwing it, getting upfield, getting it to manageable second and third downs. And then there's some fourth downs that Coach Reed lets us go for as well, and we've been executing on those as well. And so I think we took it, made a big emphasis this year. Last year we didn't have the success that we wanted compared to the year before that in the red zone. So I think that that hard work is paying off, and hopefully it continues because that's a big changing point, a big turning point in every game.
All right, looks like we've got three more. We'll go right down the line. Darren, Sam, and then Sarin. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Patrick, hope all is well with you. I want to ask you something a little bit off the field. We as black men don't really talk about it much in our community, but mental health. The fact that a couple of weeks ago I asked you about staying in a hotel or whatever if need be to get the season completed. But you're 25. You just said that you just got engaged. Your fiance is about to have a baby. How is that? How have you been able to maintain mental sanity through all this and been able to translate that on the field? Because obviously, as you mentioned before, you sleep in a separate room. You may not be able to do the things that you would want to do along the way with her through her pregnancy and stuff. How has that made you a better man and a better football player by handling that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've always done is keeping things in perspective. Being able to know that I've been given a lot of things given a lot of opportunities and stuff like that, and understanding that it's a blessing. It really is a blessing, and trying to just be grateful for every single day that I get to come here and do what I love. And then also surrounding myself with great people and great mentors and great leaders around me. And I think having those people, being able to talk to those people openly, and really show them exactly what my feelings are and how I'm feeling day to day has really helped me be the person that I am today.
Last two, we'll go Sam and then Sarin. Go ahead, Sam.
Patrick, you've always been pretty self-critical, right? Like I think you've been more expansive on maybe plays that didn't work than good plays that you had. I think that's fair. But just overall, through these 6 games, how would you rate how you've done personally?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've done well. I mean, I've done well enough to win the games for the most part. I always look to improve, always look to get better. But I feel like as an offense and me personally, that we're really improving game by game and really understanding what's there and what's there to be had and what's there to go get. And so we're doing a great job of that. And I'm just excited for the progression of keep getting better and better. And as we get more and more challenges, being able to step up to that challenge and make adjustments quickly. And I think we're doing a great job of that so far.
Let's go last to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Patrick, I know you talked about that winning is what motivates you. Early on when you came on, you had that incredible season with 5,050 and all the numbers were there and it kind of set the tone. And you say the right things here at these moments, but we also see moments on the field where maybe there's like an inner fire, maybe counting out 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe counting to 10, different things that maybe are driving you. We saw The Last Dance and Michael Jordan almost, making things up, that guy said about it, the word even said to kind of drive him. Do you have, even though you come and handle this seemingly perfectly, is there a side of that to you where you are reading something that's written or somebody else around the league has said and that drives you and motivates you?
Yeah, I mean, I think like in the day and age that we're in, I mean, you're going to see stuff on social media and stuff like that. And you try to just still stay within yourself and then go out there and prove those people wrong. But in the same time, and the long picture, I mean, there's a lot of great players that have came before me and that I'm trying to do whatever I can to try to get to those levels. And so I'm in a great position here with a great organization, with a lot of great guys around me. But I know that I'm going to take advantage of every single day if I want to get to where I want to be at the end of my career.
We will get started with Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Le'Veon. Welcome to Kansas City. 2 questions here for you. When you go back and look at the past 2 years, why do you think it didn't work out in New York? And then the second part to this question is, you obviously had a lot of choices during your brief free agency period. Why pick the Chiefs?
Well, to answer to your first question, I'm not. It's not too much I can say about as to why it didn't work in New York. It just didn't work out, and the fact that it didn't, it kind of led me to the position I am here today. And when I had the opportunity, once I was a free agent, talking to Coach Reed, just over in that course, it's like it was just kind of undeniable to try to come here, help this team, any ways that I can help them out, being an opportunity to play with Coach Reed is just going to be, magnificent for me. So play with these players around, Patty Mahomes. I never played with a player, MVP wise, so it's going to be fun. I think it's a lot of weapons. It's going to be fun for me.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Le'Veon, welcome to Kansas City. A couple things. First of all, how do you feel like you fit into the Chiefs' offense here? And second of all, are you okay with a lesser role? You saw how Clyde played the other night and how he was on a roll. So you okay playing a lesser role than what you had in Pittsburgh or New York?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I decided to come here, I already knew, the weapons, and it's only one football to kind of go around. So, the time where I do get my opportunity, I think it's going to be a lot of opportunity to kind of show what I can do in some space, running routes. I think this offense is really fit for my, my skill set. I think Coach Reed does a good job of, getting backs the ball in space, and I'm glad I got this opportunity.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Le'Veon. Welcome to Kansas City, man. When you were watching the game on Monday, what was going through your mind watching your new team for the first time?
I was just like, this is unbelievable. When I was watching, just kind of like, as a defense, it's just so tough to stop because you got so many weapons and you kind of just got to pick your poison. So when you got, guys, at the coaching position and the O-line and, the quarterback position, they all making the right decisions and doing the right thing and everybody's on the same page. It's just really a tough offense to stop, so I'm going to try to come in and fit in where I can, and make some plays.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Le'Veon, welcome. Like everyone else said, wanted to ask you just the reaction to the guys both in the locker room today for the first time and just what your phone showed you of your new teammates when it became clear that you had picked the Chiefs to sign with.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of excitement, from, the coaching staff to, the players, fans, they really embraced me being here and I loved it. I love everything about it. I really feel like, everybody welcomed me here with open arms. And this is really a relief, coming here. I don't really feel like pressured about anything. I just want to come here, be happy and play football, and people are allowing me to do that, so I feel like I'm in a great spot, great place. And I'm eager, I'm ready to roll.
Let's go next to Breland Moore. Go ahead, Breland.
Hi, Le'Veon. Welcome to Kansas City. First things first, kind of expound on Nate Taylor's previous question here. What kind of went into this before? I know Chris Jones, your friend, was advocating a little bit on social media before you announced you were signing, but did you hear from anybody else while you were still in that decision-making process? And also, you got to ask, have you had a chance to sample any Kansas City barbecue yet?
Actually, the first day I got here, I actually did have barbecue. I had some wings, and they were unbelievable. That's first thing. Secondly, during the process, Chris Jones was definitely like, I trained with Chris Jones over the, in the summer off season. It was just crazy. Like, when I was a free agent, 2 years ago, he was kind of advocating me to come here. It didn't happen. So when it came out the second time, he was kind of making jokes like, hey, don't make a mistake again. You might as well come on. Don't make the mistake again. And, he stayed in my ear on me about it. I'm glad he did. It ain't like he gave me much influence. I kind of wanted to come here anyway, but he definitely, was in my ear about it. And I'm glad he was.
Next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Le'Veon, welcome to Kansas City. I know that there were interesting endings to both the tenures in Pittsburgh and New York. How do you think and in what ways can Kansas City realign with who you feel you are as a player?
Obviously just coming here and just, getting on a great team, great coaching staff, just kind of just reinvent myself. I think, I played at a high level for so long. I've had like a year, 2 years where it's not been a high level. People kind of look at it like that. So I just want to get back here and just get my feet back under me, get in a good offense, get the ball when I can, some space, not have too much pressure on me. Just play football. Not really. You go out there and play football. That's really what I want to do. I think coming here is gonna give me the opportunity to do that. It's a lot of players. I don't necessarily got to worry about how many times I'm touching it or things like that. I think I'm just gonna kind of fit in, and when I do get it, make plays.
Let's go next to Ed Warder. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, Le'Veon, as you change teams in the middle of the season, what are the things that are most challenging for you to learn in this offense so that you can play quickly, and what kind of role would you expect to have Sunday in Denver?
I think the challenge is just really is like the terminology of, the words. So, prior teams, you kind of know what protections of names are. Here, it's just like different names and things like that. But it's not too tough. I think the longer I stay in my playbook, the more serious I am about my playbook, that's the bigger my role would be. I just got to get a grasp of everything. I think so far I've been doing a good job, and I'm going to continue to grow. I know there's probably no limit to this offense and what he can do. So I just want to continue to grow and keep learning. We'll see where it goes.
Got time for a couple more guys. We're going to go Sarin and then Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sarin.
Just real quick, and I'll follow up after this, Brad. Just can you, Le'Veon, I'm not sure how it works when a guy opts out and his number. You're wearing 26. Is that available? And you grabbed it. Was there some conversations? Did you have to do anything to get 26?
I just asked, was it available? They said it was, so I said,
okay, easy enough. Okay, I didn't know if maybe it was being held back. Your style, right? You kind of had you're the first guy to really just kind of come to a complete stop and take a look at what all is going around, right? And then hit the hole, find the hole, and burst off. Nobody had really ever done that. How is that? You had great blocking as well in Pittsburgh. I know you stand up for your offensive lineman there as well. But does that style work everywhere, or is that something that you got to kind of shift and adjust depending upon who's in front of you and how the play calls work?
Everybody kind of like talks about my style, and I just feel like for me personally, there's times where I'm patient and there's times where I'm not. Like if the hole's there, I'm going to take the hole. But if it's not there, or if it's a small hole and I can create it and make it bigger, then that's when I try to improvise. I try to manipulate defenses, and that's when you see the patience kind of come in. But if I'm running, outside zone or something, the hole's there, I'm just gonna stick my foot in the ground and take it. But a lot of times in football, you see it. Defenses get paid too, so they're gonna make plays. They're gonna have, the O-line may not get the greatest push on the D-line, and you may have to help the O-line out a little bit. That's when the kind of like the patience kind of come in. You kind of see like I'm kind of setting things up. So it really depends on the play. I don't necessarily try to go in thinking I'm trying to be patient. I'm just kind of reading my blocks and improvising what happens.
The last to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Le'Veon. You watched the game on Monday night. You saw the way the Bills were trying to play against the Chiefs, and specifically just sort of the running lanes that opened up. So how different do you anticipate the defensive attention being on you here compared to what it was in New York?
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot different, just for the simple fact that, it's a lot of, we run a little bit more open sets here. I think there when we ran it, it's kind of a little more downhill. Here it's kind of like horizontal, reverses, misdirections, all type of things, So defense don't really know if you're coming inside, outside, or way outside, screens, all type of things. And I think, in this offense, there's so many guys carry the ball. There's so many different directions. It's kind of hard to prepare for one guy, So I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Hey, Daniel, congratulations on the first game and win there. When did you find out that you were going to get the start? And then how do you think it went communication-wise with Patrick Mahomes?
I found out the first of last week, and I was prepared for that. It's kind of my role coming in here. And once I found out, Patrick and I, we went right to work, and I felt like the communication, it built throughout the week. And when it came game time on Monday night, we were ready to go.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Daniel, I have two questions for you, and I'll start with this one first. What did you feel like worked well for you and the offensive line as a whole, considering there were so many moving parts Monday night? And then, Brad, I'll have another one.
Yeah, I think what worked well was our week of preparation. You're always prepared as offensive linemen to be able to step in. And, when I was told I was going to be starting, I was ready. And then when game time came around, Mike would move to right tackle, and Nick had to step in. So I think the preparation, the testament to the coaches getting us prepared, I think that's really what set the tone for the game.
And you joined the team in training camp. You already knew how talented the group was coming from a Super Bowl win. Just what is your reaction to knowing that you're going to add Le'Veon Bell behind you, someone who you could also block for, as soon as this Sunday?
Yeah, that's exciting. Honestly, this offense has always had these weapons, but you add one more element to it. It's an exciting thing to be able to block for, and be exciting to watch.
Let's go next to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Daniel, good to talk to another native Tennessean, by the way. When it comes to, different running backs that you guys have there, Clyde's going to be different than Le'Veon is, and Le'Veon's going to be different than Darrell and Darwin. How do you as an offensive lineman go across preparing for that when you know there's going to be 3, 4, maybe, who knows, and then Mahomes scrambling too? How do you go across preparing for all that?
You don't really pay too much attention to who's back there. For me, it's always been about getting my guys in the right direction, making sure that we're sound in our assignments and our technique. No matter who's back there, they're going to make us right. And so it's going to be exciting to see all those guys work together.
Go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Daniel, kind of a similar question here, but you guys had so much success as an offensive line on Monday. And Clyde actually was asked what it was like to have a career day. And he said, well, it's a career day for the offensive line too. How much fun is that to be opening up those huge holes and for Clyde to take advantage of them?
It was really fun. It's been a while for me to play ball. I came in late to training camp, and to be able to get out there and play the first time and to run the ball the way that we did, it was really fun. So it was great for the offensive line to be able to execute, and Clyde to come in and he had 94, I believe, yards after contact. So he had a huge part of it too, but it was really fun.
We've got two hands up. Let's go Blair and then Sarin. Go ahead, Blair.
Hey, Daniel, can you just take us through your decision to come to Kansas City and what your expectations were when you got here?
Yeah, so that decision, I was in Tennessee at my house with my family. We had just had our second daughter, and so training camp had already started, and there had been a few phone calls, and I told my agent it had to be the right situation. Well, not many teams there's only one defending Super Bowl team that called, and it's hard to turn down Coach Reed, a Hall of Fame coach, and this staff, and Mr. Veach. He had a good pitch. So just the excitement to be able to come out. I jumped right on board. I wanted to make sure I had everything taken care of on the home front before I did come out, because we were at home. I was not in a training camp or with the team, so I wanted to make sure everything was taken care of with my family before I did come out. But obviously really excited to come out and play with these guys.
Go last to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
We hear a lot about Andy Reid and the verbiage on all the plays. Le'Veon kind of talked to it about what he's learning and going through it. Once you get through it, though, you've obviously had a number of different OCs, a number of different offensive schemes and everything. Once you get into it, once you immerse it, is it harder? Is it more complex? Is football? It's just a different way of getting there. I'm just curious how you see, his offense from a center. A guy who's got a lot of things you got to take care of up there each time compared to some other offenses you've been in.
Yeah, each coach is different. I've had offenses that were similar to this, and I've had some that were one-word offensive plays. So this one being the as wordy as it is, it's still ball. It's just different verbiage. You just got to listen to the whole play call, and they do a great job of changing it up when they need to. And as far as picking up the playbook, that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. So it's been good. I'd say it's spot on with what I've had in the past as far as not being overcomplicated or too easy. It's been within reasoning.
Does it put more on your plate as a center, or maybe take some off your plate?
I think it's the same amount. I want that same pressure every season. I want to be able to lead the guys, and I think it's been good for me so far.